Good morning. It is Friday, May the 2nd. Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis, and it's good to have you with us on this hashtag Finally Friday, also Film Friday. And every Friday, Randy Ramsey's my co-host on the show. Good to see you, Randy.
Good to see you, Todd. Always happy to be here on a Friday. Although it's a busy Friday for me, I'm filming tomorrow. So,
Yeah, I was going to
uh,
ask, you've got a lot coming up this weekend. You're filming tomorrow?
yes, Swamp is hosting a training set at Captive Studios. We're training 16 students and really looking forward to having them on set, and it's a good time.
No sports this weekend?
No sports this weekend.
Wow,
Um,
that's got to be a rarity.
a very rare time for me, for sure.
Well, it's good to have you with us on this Friday, and we want to thank everyone who watches us live right now. We're live on Facebook, YouTube. You can also catch us in social media anytime. And Randy, we're also on our cable channel too.
That's right. We're live on the Houston Community College District Facebook page, YouTube. We're also on X, LinkedIn, and HCCTV at noon, 5, and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Okay, you're going to be talking with this next guest, Randy. We're congratulating our first NISOD Excellence Award winner, who was just announced at the board meeting last month. Dr. Terri Blackmon is an HCC biology professor, Scholarly Café founder, and now a NISOD Excellence Award winner. Good to see you, Terri. Welcome to the show. I think your mic may be muted
Good
there.
morning. Thank
Yeah,
you for having me. It's an honor to be back on the show again.
absolutely. We're glad to have you with us. Randy's going to be talking to you in about 10 minutes. So if you would just stand by, and we'll be with you shortly.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, we're going to kick things off. It's Film Friday, and we're welcoming one of our producers to the show. In fact, he's going to be producing a new show for our Chancellor, Dr. Margaret Ford Fisher. It's called Talent Strong Texas. William Collins is a co-owner of Eye Candy Incorporated, and now he's the director and producer of HCC's TV's Talent Strong Texas. Welcome to the show, William.
Thank you for having me, Todd. I appreciate being here.
Now, I know you've worked on many hundreds of documentary and feature film projects, and you even get a bit philosophical about work as well, and what you ask what Nietzsche meant when he described the Ubermensch.
Yeah, it's a good starting discussion for the show we're making. Well, it's about so Nietzsche was talking about the ability for humans to overcome their nature, to become more than they were meant naturally to be, to become a Superman, something beyond themselves. And I think I look at this as sort of a statement, for a meme for what sort of HCC is trying to do with this show, sort of overcoming. It's sort of the message of the entire school, really. You come into this place one thing, and you come out of it a totally different thing. And I think that's sort of what I was thinking about for the show, and it sort of speaks to me about what we could do with the show and with the stories of the people we're going to feature.
And I know Dr. Margaret Ford Fisher, it plays a big role in this. She's going to be hosting the show, and really, it's going to be talking about her vision. What do you see with bringing her on in your vision for the show?
Well, it's a great opportunity to do something of higher quality and to do something that really speaks to the rest of the country. Right now, we sort of have our wingspan is the city and beyond, but I think we have an opportunity now to go beyond the borders of the signal of HCCTV to really go to a national stage, and that's the goal. And I think Miss Dr. Ford is a perfect is a perfect host for that. She's very good at this, and is very passionate about the school and about its mission. So I'm excited to work with her.
Now, you have been working in this industry for what, more than 35 years? Maybe you can tell us about your start.
Yeah, well, it's funny enough, I started in television and couldn't wait to get out. And then I ended up back in television. Here I am again.
Yeah, I feel you.
So, but it's actually really, I'm having all kinds of, lovable feelings of my youth when I started in TV. But yeah, I started in owned and operated KTMD 48, which was a Spanish-speaking television station right out of college as an intern, and became hired. And I was trained by Carlos Rumbao, which was my mentor. He's a film guy. And later, I think the sort of straw that broke the camel's back, if you will, to make the what we call an escape tape at the station was I ran a show, the community affairs show with Carlos, and Robert Rodriguez was one of our hosts. And I was so passionate about making movies, and Robert, just took me under his wing really and just talked to me just man to man and said, look, man, just grab the freaking Betacam and make a movie.
Yeah.
They're looking, just do it. And that's exactly what I did. I grabbed the camera, whatever camera was near me, which was the studio's Betacam, and on the weekend I just made a film, and the film actually got picked up at La Mostra International in Venice, which was just a shocker. And yeah, that became I made a movie called Escape of the Wild Thing. And since I'm bilingual, I shot the movie and I used a bilingual cast and shot the movie in 2 languages. I had each scene reset. So anyway, that became sort of the beginning of my career and my relationship with a very famous director of photography named Larry McKee, which at the time I didn't know had only been shooting photos for National Geographic, but I thought he was a film guy.
Well, you've had a chance to work with some of my favorites. I mean, Robert Rodriguez is one of my favorite directors. And you also have worked with one of my childhood heroes, Lee Majors, the $6 Million Man.
Yes.
I mean, he's still going strong from what I understand. I think he may be semi-retired now, but I understand he also lives here in Texas too, right?
Yeah. I was going to tell you, he moved to Houston. Yeah, he's a great guy, and he looks so good for his age, and is very, a strong talent on screen. So yeah, I did a series called Bicycle, which is still still in sales, so I can't really show too much or talk too much about it. But he played a lead role in it, and it's about a girl that it's sort of like Easy Rider, but it's a young blonde girl on a bicycle that is electric, and he runs into people across her travels, and one of them is Lee Majors, who mentors her.
Incredible individual. That's something. Now, a lot of our students are interested in filmmaking. A lot of our students are. What do you suggest if someone wants to get into this, if they want to become a director or a producer or a writer? What are the tips you would give them?
Well, the most important thing to remember is that you as a director it's your vision that's being carried to the screen by all kinds of talented artists. So it is your responsibility to be highly cultural, which is something that's often missed. So you really have to read all the great things, read all the best things that have ever been written, and get very good at understanding what great is. And, watch the great directors, Hitchcock and Mike Bergman, Orson Welles, Akira Kurosawa, Kubrick, just get to the best people in the world and just look at what they did, follow their career, understand them, and try to, get an inch from them,
Right.
You'll do well. But that's the beginning. And then really directors are born. They're made, they're forged like a sword from a piece of steel. It takes years until you really can say, okay, I'm a director.
What advice do you give to people when they are trying to get a film? And Randy, I'm sure, knows all about this herself. They're trying to get a film launched off, but they need the funding to do it. Where do they start in your eyes?
Friends and family. But I think definitely if your idea is strong, this is one of the great democratic aspects of film production, is that if you're good and your film is strong, it will move others. And that is how you do it. And then you have a great responsibility in your shoulders. You took their money, and you really have to make that money turn around into something back to them, either into a great piece of cultural art or into a reward financially. And I do, you have to be the kind of person that takes that very seriously, or you're only going to get the money once. So
yeah, it's only got to come one time. Let me ask you this one final question. Back to our show, Talent Strong Texas. This is going to be something we really haven't done here at HCCTV. You're looking at taking us in a whole different direction. And how do you set the quality benchmarks? And we've got probably about 2 minutes left.
Yeah, sure. I think it's all about, having people buy into the difficulty of what we're going to embark in. We don't all climb tall mountains, but at some point we have to. And you look at the mountain and you say, well, can I even do that? And you just go through the process one step at a time. So every piece of this has to be reworked, obviously, because HCC has not done something like this. It's very difficult to get through, but it will get done. And I feel very confident that we have all that we need, and certainly plenty of talent. We're talent strong, as they say.
Talent Strong Texas. That's what it's about. William Collins, co-owner of Eye Candy, now director and producer of HCCTV's Talent Strong
Proud.
Texas. We appreciate you being here.
It's my pleasure, and thank you so much for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Thanks, William. We'll talk to you soon. Okay, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, Randy will introduce us to one of our NISOD Excellence Award winners. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
I'm learning healthcare management while providing patient care.
I came back to grow my skills, even after I graduated.
And if I can't make it in person, I take my classes online.
That one day at PE when they were like yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me. I don't think you know how much like that helped me. I finally like knew that I had somebody.
Welcome back and welcome to the show this morning, Dr. Terri Blackmon, founder of the Scholarly Café, HCC biology professor, and a 2025 NISOD Excellence Award winner. Welcome this morning, Terri. Last month, the Chancellor and HCC's board congratulated you and just a few elite NISOD Excellence Award winners. Let me ask you a question. This is a pretty big award. What does receiving this award mean to you personally and professionally?
Well, good morning again, and thank you all for having me here again on this show. Oh gosh, winning the NISOD Award is a very humbling and affirming award to receive. It just signifies to me that the long nights, the extra effort that I put into like redeveloping my courses for the students, and also the heart that I pour into my students really matters. So receiving this award just lets me know that what I'm doing is actually making a difference, and just to continue to do what I'm doing and see that that hard work is being recognized.
Well, I mean, I know about the work that you do on campus, so it surely deserves to be recognized. But let me ask you a question, because I think you've spoken before about this, but what inspired you to become an educator?
Wow, that's an interesting one. And to be honest, this was not a passion. It never started off as a passion or a dream. I actually remember sitting in my college courses, telling myself like I could never be a college professor. And then one day when I moved back to Houston after finishing my postdoc, this opportunity opened up and I accepted it. And something that I faced coming into this challenge was, self-doubt, trying to find the potential, seeing my potential in this. And these are the same things that our students face when they come into my courses, that they feel self-doubt, that they're not strong enough in science, that biology is a course that they're not going to do well in, and they don't see their potential of being successful and striving in the course. And so I relate to the students within those particular parameters, and I can connect with them. And so seeing that just awaken a passion in me that I never knew existed. And at this particular point in time, I won't see myself or can't see myself doing anything else but being an educator and just looking for different opportunities to continue to grow in academia and help my students. So it never started off as me wanting to be a college professor or an educator, but it's something that I don't see myself changing for now or in the near future.
Well, and I think about that as well, because I mean, as a professor here at HCC, it certainly wasn't the journey that I thought I was on. I certainly, the first time I got up in front of that classroom, had a little imposter syndrome, like, who am I to be teaching these kids? What do I know? but I love it. And it is amazing when you can build a relationship with a student that is really meaningful. So I would love to hear from you. How do you build relationships with your students that help them? And I mean, I know for me, they also fill my well.
That's a really good question. And to just piggyback off what you said, I absolutely love it now. It is a true passion to be an educator. And how do I connect with my students? I show up authentically. I show up as myself. I show up showing them that I'm just like them. I'm not too far removed from the classroom. I have similar struggles that they experience in the classroom as well. I also try to be the professor that I needed and that I enjoyed when I was in college. And that professor was one that showed compassion, right? I also take the opportunity to learn their names as best I can. I know I teach a lot of classes, but they do see the effort that I put forth in trying to learn their name and build a relationship with them, building community with them inside of the classroom. And I also try to build that community with them outside of the classroom. So when I see them in the hallways, whether they're in my class this semester or I had them in my course previous semesters, I take the opportunity to be like, hey, by their name, like, hey, David, hey, Nicole. And I recall one student this semester, I was like, hey, David. And he was surprised. And I had him previously, but I called him by his name. And he was shocked and he was looking around like, who's calling my name? And he looked and he was like, oh, Dr. Blackmon. And you could see like the joy that came over his face. Like, I'm not just a number here. I'm not just a student here. Like, she really took the time to remember me, recognize me when she sees me. And he also made a comment like, how you said my name was like a family member. He thought like how I said his name was like his mother. He was like, you sounded like my mother calling my name. And that made me smile because I want to be like a family member to them. I'm not too far removed from the classroom. And so though I am their professor, I also want to be seen as like their auntie in a sense, like welcoming and inviting, and you can come and talk to me. We can have dialogue, but also understanding that I'm gonna hold you accountable to the things that you need to do in order to be successful in the classroom.
Well, and I think that's the key. It's like I would like to be compassionate, but also not so like wishy-washy that you feel like you can get one up over on me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I want to understand your issues, but also you still have to do the work. So how can I facilitate that?
Yeah, it's a
And
delicate balance, right?
yeah, it really is because you're like, oh, I don't know. I don't want to be that guy, but you really have to do the work, friend.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
can't do it for you. Um, how about, because it feels like you've met students where they are and really made a change in their life. So is there a story that you have a particular student where you know that you made a difference?
Yes, there's a story that actually this semester, and it made me sit back and contemplate different things that I can change within my course and how to accommodate students from different pathways or different backgrounds. And so I had a student who is a first year student here in America, English as a second language. She's also a parent, and she is in one of my anatomy and physiology courses. And I appreciated the fact that she was comfortable enough to approach me and just let me know her story and her background. And I took the time to just communicate with her. She also was unfamiliar with the software and the tools that we use here in America as well. And so that made me also realize, okay, there's these learning curves that I really don't pay attention to on an everyday basis because, you get in a rhythm of things, of how things go. And you also get in a rhythm of like, there are other parts of HCC that help prep students for certain things like Canvas and getting ready and acclimated for a course. But that knowing that she didn't have those things, that I should take a little bit more extra time to go over these things a little bit more in depth to help students from her similar background. But I took the time to work with her, to talk with her, to show her things, to give her different tools and resources that HCC has and different tools and resources that she can utilize in my course. And then also meet her on a personal level. I'm also a mother, I'm a parent. I know what it is to have a child in school while you're in school and trying to navigate this whole work-life balance and school balance. And she really appreciated that. And she was really struggling in my course at first, like not making passing grades. But anytime she reached out for advice, I was immediately responding to her. And not just her, I do that to all of my students, but she appreciated the attention that she was given, the love that she was given, the nurturing that she was given from me. And she constantly emailed me, just thanking me and praising me for always being there to support her, whether her question was, minor or major, that I took the time to be there and be a supportive role for her. And now she's making a B in the class. And so, I can see her passion. I can see her changing and growing in the class. And I'm just a small token in that. And I'm glad to be able to be a part of her journey here at HCC, and the fact that she's continuing on her journey and that she did not quit or give up. So I see that as a success, a small success, but a success nonetheless.
But a huge success for that particular student, and that is the most important thing. An A&P is not an easy class. I have 3 nurses in the family, so I know. Well, I want to thank you so much for being here, and I want to thank you for Scholarly Café, which is such a huge contributor to our student success. And thrilled to have you, and I'm sure we'll have you back on. So thank you very much, Dr. Terri Blackmon, founder of the Scholarly Café, HCC biology professor, and a 2025 NISOD Excellence Award winner. And we're going to have all your info in our post after the show, and thanks again.
Thank you so much for having me. I hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your day and have a great weekend. Thank you.
And we'll be back with Todd after this quick break.
I'm not just studying AI, I'm designing solutions to make the world a better place for us all.
I didn't just study buildings, I connected them with tech to make them smarter.
And if I can't make it in person, I take my classes online.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Welcome back to Up to the Minute. We're about to wrap up this Friday show, but we got a few things happening across the district. One of them happening tomorrow, music auditions for incoming students. Incoming instrument and voice students can audition for the music faculty to determine their ensemble placement. Students will then take a theory placement exam to determine the most appropriate course. The event is for both high school students and adults looking to pursue an associate's degree. It's happening from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. at the Central Fine Arts Center tomorrow, May the 3rd. Check our posts for more information. And Randy, we've also got something tomorrow. It looks like happening at Central as well. It's a dance open house.
That's right. Whether you're starting out or advancing your skills, HCC's dance program has an opportunity to learn about its associate's degree program, experience student performances, tour the facilities, meet with academic advising and financial aid, and connect with our faculty. The event's open to high school, transfer, and new students 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturday, May 3rd at the Central Fine Arts Theater. Check the post after the show for all the details.
Nothing says Cinco de Mayo like nachos and karaoke. That's what's happening with the Office of Student Life from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday, Cinco de Mayo at the East Side Campus Student Life lobby. We'll have more information on the post for this exquisite event. And we got a free diaper giveaway, which I guess would come in handy after the nachos and karaoke.
I was thinking it's an unfortunate placement. But HCC has invited Molina Healthcare Moms Club to give away free diapers and other parenting resources to HCC students 3 times this semester, and the final time is this coming Wednesday, May 7th, 9 to 10:30 a.m. at HCC Spring Branch campus. Check our post after the show for more info.
Summer registration is happening right now. As a matter of fact, we're registering for summer classes, and you can go register online. We have online anytime, online in a schedule, hybrid, in-person classes, and of course the hybrid labs. To learn more about HCC's programs, register today at hccs.edu/apply. So on Monday, which is Cinco de Mayo, we'll be discussing the Premier High School's joint graduation event for the Houston Hobby and Sharpstown locations at our West Loop campus. And for Mental Health Monday, our regular guest, one of our favorites, Dr. Sean Fitzpatrick of the Human Center of Houston, returns for his monthly visit. And Randy, I know you've got a busy day tomorrow as well.
I do. I'm very excited. This is the first time I'm directing in a few years, but it's the first time I will ever be on a volume stage. So we're using all the technology. We're introducing 16 of our HCC students to volume stage, green screen shooting. We're also going to shoot on traditional sets as well as outside. So we're doing all the things, and we're really, really looking forward to it.
Well, enjoy the weekend and have a very productive day tomorrow. And everyone have a safe, great weekend. We'll be back here on Monday live for Up to the Minute.